I was just thinking about one thing that happens whenever we get upset is what does our volume like to go up? Why do we like to get so upset, so passionate? Why do we like to talk like this? Why do we like to look like this? Like, yo, you wrong, you know. I only laugh because I'm really bad at acting. But have you ever felt as though in order for you to get your point across, you had to talk louder? You had to talk so loud that nobody can hear you. They can hear you, but they're not hearing you. They can hear you, but they're not even comprehending what you're saying because they're so focused on your emotions that they can't even make out the message that you're trying to get across. You can't even make out what they're saying. That's why in the book of James, chapter 1, verse 19, it says, "Be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to wrath." In the King James Version, there's a colon right after that, which is important. I've learned in hermeneutical studies that after the colon or after any, you have to read it from the beginning of the sentence to the end, because if not, you only get a partial or a part of the meaning of the entire verse and in the entire book. So if you're looking at a verse and there's a punctuation, read past that punctuation all the way to the period. If there's a colon, if there's a semicolon, if there's a comma, keep reading. Because beyond that part of James 1:19, 1:20 says, and I paraphrase, it says, "For anger does not produce the righteousness of God," or the righteousness that God desires. Certain translations provide that variation there. But what is that saying? In other words, if we are communicators, we are meant to communicate with one another. If you're hearing where I'm coming from, I'm hearing where you're coming from. I have to be quick to listen. So as you're talking, I'm not talking. My anger has to be slow to rise because I'm really focusing on what you're saying. I'm so focused on what you're saying that I don't even have time to let my emotions get caught up in what you're saying. I'm really trying to decipher, okay, let me make sure I heard you correctly. So you're saying that you don't like when I said XYZ a couple days ago. Okay, well, let's take a look at that. When I said XYZ, what did you feel? Or how did that make you feel? What did you understand of what I said? So now I'm asking questions after I've given you time to speak. But we have to be quick to listen to hear out the person, not listen to respond, listen to understand. And if we're not doing that, what's happening is we're getting mad and we're getting so loud, and the loudness is deafening the person from being able to really understand where we're coming from. They're feeling our emotions. Their emotions is pushing them further away from you than ever before, and you're wondering why. You figured if you got louder, it was going to make them comply with what you were saying. You were going to win them over. That's what we like to do. We like to win, when in fact what we're doing is losing. We're losing connections. We're losing opportunities to show Christ to people. And the reason that we're losing is that we think that we have a winning strategy. Has this strategy worked for us? Have we won someone over really? Or have we forced them over? Forcing them over is not winning them over. And we're not here to win them over. We're here to provide them an alternative perspective. This is the way. Hey, I can show you where I got this information from. I can reference where this information can be found. This is not opinion, this is fact. But if we continually try to get louder just so that way they can hear us better, we'll deafen them and they won't hear us at all. Are you trying to be heard or are you trying to be misunderstood? There's a difference. I think we're trying to be heard, so we need to change our approach and focus on what the other person's saying so that way we can respond appropriately.